The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves, and they end up becoming very cynical about life, and they throw in the towel on themselves.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never.
Because your life doesn't change someday. It changes the day that you just start.
And I suddenly realized that I was responsible, is that I was in charge of my own life, that no one was coming to the rescue. The biggest mistake you can ever make is to ever think you work for anyone else but yourself.
You have to sacrifice all your life if you want to become champion. But same time, if you have to make money, for you to live, it's better make money. Because if you are not ready to sacrifice everything, even 1%, it have to be like 100%. You have to be focused to become world champion.
It's everyone wants what you have, but not what you did to get it. I think that if we make who we become the goal, rather than the thing that we achieve, instead of winning once a decade, we can win every day.
To find out what your life is for, to figure out what your career path is, and then you can waste time doing whatever you want. You can play video games up the wazoo, it's fine. It's okay to do that several hours a day. You don't feel like you're wasting your time. What you feel like is, I'm relaxing my brain.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their fucking notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
Being great is being selfish. You have to be selfish to be great. You have to put the work in, the dedication in, to be great, to be the best in the world, to win the gold medal. You have to work extremely hard, and you have to be selfish about that. It has to come first, because that's what it takes to meet your objective, to win gold.
Stop wasting your attention on people who don't value yours. Stop wasting your attention on problems you can't control. Stop wasting your attention on scrolling through strangers' lives. Stop wasting your attention. It is your greatest wealth.
So if you can't think like a 1%er, you're never going to become the 1% in your industry. And this is exactly how you're going to do it. So first of all, I need you to understand something. The way people become a 1%er is simply by thinking differently than everyone else do.
There's a big difference between 99% and 100. I always thought that I was given 100%. I wasn't. But I was only 1% from making that money, from being where I want to be, from having everything in life that I've ever dreamed of. But it's that 1% that we sleep on. It's that 1% that we wake up in that morning and we're like, you know what? Not today, maybe tomorrow. Well, guess what? That's why it's so easy to be great nowadays, because most are weak.
It doesn't take a fragrance. It's not about the tabloids. It's about you putting in the work, practicing every day, practicing your vocals, practicing your instrument, practicing songwriting. And hopefully one day you write the song, you know, the whole world wants to get down to. And I promise you, one day you're gonna have your moment to shine, and you're gonna have a lot of people saying that you can't do it, and you're not good enough, but I promise you, if you go out there and you sing, and you put your heart and soul into it, and you follow your dream.
Nobody cares about you more than you should care about yourself. And nobody is giving you the roadmap to like the wins. You have to go find that information. You gotta go discover it. You gotta wanna get it. You gotta wanna do it.
Because you can beat 99% of people without being smarter or luckier, but by being willing to endure pain and uncertainty for longer. It's hard for you, it's hard for everyone else. And most people avoid hard things, which is why you can beat most people by just trying and continuing to try. And the main thing is that I think most people don't even know what trying feels like.
Oh, well, it means that there's a life that you hoped to live, the life you saw yourself living, and you got pushed to the side of it and ended up not living that life. But if you do have that image of your life that you think it should be lived, and you end up not living it, that is, particularly if you can feel yourself slowly being pushed away from it, I think that's a terrible, terrible feeling.
It's like watching your own demise occur second by second.
Yeah.
My biggest fear in life is that there is a final resting place in this world, and there's a final judgment, and you talk to something much bigger than you. I don't want to sit down and have a conversation with someone, with something that says, you're in heaven, this is what you should have been on earth. And are you really in heaven now, or are you in hell? Thinking about how much I left on the table for fear, for not willing to go over the wall.
I realized that I wasn't keeping promises to myself.
Right.
That if I said I was going to wake up at a certain time, the snooze button would be hit 3 times.
Right.
No, you are constructed by the tiny decisions that you make every single day. And even if you think that nobody else is watching, and even if no one is, there's this little ticker in the back of your mind. How on earth do you think that you're going to be able to move mountains and get out of that relationship that you don't like and move countries or change career when you can't not hit snooze, even though last night you promised yourself that you weren't going to hit snooze?
If you give up a little bit today, like, you can't get it back. Like, if you skip a workout today, there's no possible way to get that back. When you let something go, it's gone. And Rome wasn't built in a day, but Rome didn't fall apart on a day either. It didn't fall apart because of one thing. It falls apart just a little bit at a time.
Because right now, many of you are creating stories that you tell yourselves to make yourself feel better about why your product isn't as good as it should be, but you have an excuse that only you need to believe. And you believe that excuse, so it excuses you from working harder on the stuff you know you should be doing but aren't.
Your excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you if you let them. When your excuses make you feel a little bit better about the fact that you didn't execute on what you needed to execute on, then they can make you feel better. But they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all.
Part of the reason why you're not successful at 40 years of age has to be you. Has to be. Some of it has to be. I mean, it could be a fucking avalanche of bad luck, one thing after the other, but I would like to see that you're making progress towards a better direction. But if you're stuck in this modality, if you're stuck in this mindset of, the world fucks me over, it's like never gonna, no one's gonna want to be with you. No one's gonna want to have children with you. No one's gonna be willing to rely on you to support a family. Like, you have to get your shit together.
Lives. It's not your conditions, it's your decisions that determine the quality of your life. I had pretty rough conditions growing up, to say the least, but I turned those into good conditions because of a mindset, because of certain psychology, because of certain decisions. It's been decisions along the way. So if you look at your own life, yours, mine, anyone's life, anyone listening or watching, you have to be honest and say, I'm a creator. And if I don't like what I have, I've gotten here by the decisions that have created that.
Your life is a book. Your life is a book. Your life got chapters. Each chapter in your life is a punctuation, whether it's a positive or a negative. And before you move on to that next chapter, you got a decision to make if I'm going to correct what I did in the chapter before. Ultimately, when you get to the end of that book, it's written by you. So how it ends, you wrote it.
Right.
If that book ended bad, which is your life, you wrote that book.
Depression is feedback, pain is feedback, and your mind and body is telling you something must change. And if you make those changes, you will feel happier. I don't buy into the idea that it is a disease. I think it's situational, and you must change your situation and your actions and your decisions to feel better.
There is a period in everybody's journey where they are so different because they've started to do new things that they no longer fit in with that old set of friends. So you're going to feel the pain of being ostracized from the group of friends that you used to have, but you're stuck in this messy middle where you haven't yet worked out who you are on the other side of this.
It's easy to give up. Hell yeah. Easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy.
So what are you gonna do? Quit? You gonna just blame everyone else? You gonna go in there and blame the guy next door and blame that person and blame the dog and go out there and sleep until 10 o'clock? Or are you gonna get out of bed, wake up and go do something about it? Learn from it and make it better.
Don't sit around being afraid that you might screw something up. You're gonna screw something up. That's guaranteed. Go do it. Get a good story out of it.
And also prove to yourself that you're not made of glass.
It's no good if people tell you to do things, if people tell you to work, if they force you to do this, A, B, and C. It has to come from within. You have to have initiative. You have to be motivated to do things. Starters. You want to be a self-starter. You want to learn in life to start things, to do it on your own, not to wait, to just go out there and start it. Because if you start your business, you will learn more in 2 months than in 20 years of business school.
He didn't have the resource to fix the car. So he went and built the resource first.
I love it.
And then took it and fixed the car. And if you have a dream of where you're going, you don't look at, I don't have the resources to get there. None of us do, man. So you start building the resources in order to build the dream. You know. So it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of courage.
So if you don't like your body, change it. If you like your relationship, change it. Maybe change you first, otherwise you'll trade people and have the same problems, right? You know, you don't like your career, change it. But for things to get better, we got to get better. For things to change, my teacher Jim Rohn said, you got to change, right?
You have to rebuild yourself if you want a different life. Like, you expect to be a loser with winning results, and like your brain isn't getting the signal that your life is shit because you're shit. Excuse me, once again. You know what I mean? So if your life is not great, it's because you are messing up. That's the name of the game.
If you want the life but not the lifestyle, you guarantee disappointment. Like, if you're going to pursue this outcome, but you're not prepared to do what it takes to get it, you have no promise of glory on the other side. You're going to be racked with self-doubt, constantly uncertain. The whole experience is going to be tarnished in this, like, weird, liminal, like, discontent about whether this is actually the right path to be on.
When you expect to feel like you always want to go to the gym or always want to do your taxes or always want to do whatever it is you think is important, you have made a grand illusion. And just think, there's no one coming to save you except Mr. Goggins, who's going to punch you square in your face and tell you shut up and do the thing.
Just do. You're living. How do you want to live? How do you want to die? How do you want to fucking be remembered? That's it. That's it.
I needed to strong arm myself, put my damn hands on the wheel, look in the mirror and go, it's on you. Because it is. At the same time, when I came out of that, I was like, oh, those two aren't mutually exclusive, the self-reliance and belief. I heard God applauding, going, thank you. I need more like you that go, yes, I'm responsible. The choices I make today have to do with where I'll be tomorrow. Yes, they have consequences. My choices matter.
And I sat there and said, this is my life. I said, this is my life. You are exactly who the fuck, this is it. And I said, this ain't gonna be it for me. So in that restaurant, I quit my job, left my canister in that restaurant, my spray canister, got back in my Ecolab truck, and I went home. And I started working out like somebody, I became the most obsessed person on the planet Earth.
The reality of the situation of, like, there was no escape. There was no one who was going to come to save me. I was the one who had chosen this life. But the alternative is that for the rest of my life, he would have had absolute authority over everything that I did. And that felt like death. And so that was what I ran away from.
Invent a guy that didn't exist. I had to invent a guy that can take any pain, any suffering, any kind of judgment, be called nigger, be called whatever the fuck in the world, and be able to stand in the fucking room and say, go fuck yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering. I built it through downright fucking just crushing myself.
You have to believe on some level that you can hit it. And you also have to believe even more that you will die trying. And I think that your commitment has to be to the effort that you're willing to put forth, and completely divorced of the outcome. I believed that we could hit it because all the math made sense. That was a very big reminder for me this year, was that, like, nothing great was ever accomplished by someone who was afraid to try because of what they thought other people would think or say about them.
Believe in yourself, and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and only yourself, and allow that human being to make you a better person.
You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it.
If you were to focus half an hour of study on one field of endeavor for 5 consecutive years, you'd not only transform you, you'd transform the world around you.
The you that was you yesterday is not the you that is you today, unless it is. The you that is you yesterday is not the you that is you today, unless it is. But when it is not, when you have faced that man in the mirror, and you have dealt with the yesterdays, and you have dealt with everything, and you have held the funeral, and you have buried the past, and you have buried the you that was that man in the past, that is no longer you, all right? Today's a new day. Today's a new you. The past has to die, and it has to be buried. But once it's dead and buried, you have to move on. And there's nothing in this life that will destroy you faster than you being unable to forgive yourself for your wrongdoings. Now, it's hard when those we love and those around us cannot forgive us for our wrongdoings. That's hard enough. But when you cannot forgive yourself, that's not survivable.
You cannot wish for both strong character and an easy life, because the price of one is the other. When I think about pain, I think about what thing am I paying for right now? And is that thing something that I want? And if so, it reframes the pain as the price of the thing that I want.
A blade does not become strong. It does not become tempered until it's been through the fire. Until it's been through the fire several times. And this is just your first or second time through the fire. And there's a lot of hammer work that has to take place.
Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life.
You're a man. You are a man. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions. Make the sacrifices. Make the unpopular decisions. And become comfortable in your own skin.
In order to be the champ, you have to live a lifestyle of the champ. Discipline. It's all about discipline, doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. That's what it's all about. But if you don't have discipline, I don't care how skillful you are, you're nothing.
Never leave the gym knowing I have 5% left. And 5% is magic. It's the magic place where very few people go. You can go there. I'm giving you permission to go there. We have people behind you. If you fall down and drop the weight on the floor, who cares? Who cares? But if you make it, I care. I want that. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here.
Doing that, and the way I be thinking is that if I'm taking any breaks, there's somebody out there right now that's literally grinding his ass off and is gonna blow up anytime now. And he or she is dead ass like working her or his ass off. And I always think like,
you can only give out pain to another person when you yourself have received that pain before. So what does it mean? It means if I start to do some type of training, no matter what it is, at a certain point I am reaching my level where I either feel the exhaustion, or sometimes I'm also feeling the level of pain that I'm able to take. And now the question is, what are you going to do exactly at this borderline?
Because if you become too obsessed with the goal at the sacrifice of the cause, like there is a hierarchy, the cause comes first. And if you're too obsessed with the number because you think the number is what gives you credibility, then it goes back to ethical fading again. Then the pressure becomes overwhelming and you start doing things that have nothing to do with the podcast or the cause and only have to do with...
You have to believe in yourself before you believe in anything else. God, we live in, you have to believe in you. And once you believe in you and have a relationship with you, there's nothing that you can't do. And that's just what it is. That's just the way the universe made it.
You're not dead. The fact that you are alive is living proof that you can endure it. And the day that something kills you, you won't have to anymore. Your life every day exists as evidence that you can handle everything that has come your way. And I think that if you've ever had any need for evidence, let that be the greatest evidence of all.
Never allow life to make you forget why you do what you do. People don't burn out, people don't quit, people don't underachieve, people don't settle because of what they do. People burn out, people quit, people underachieve, and people settle because life makes them forget why they do it.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself, find the silver lining, and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever. One day, the beginning of a new career journey will commence. Today is not that day. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear.
Don't tell me it can't be done. It takes guts. And you need to have a companion, you need to be a companion that's going to gently encourage you and give you the courage to take that next step and to do better and to be better.
For me, the reason why I'm so vulnerable and I'm so real and honest, find somebody to come out and tell me I'm lying about my fucking life. And for me to come where I came from and have the resume I have now, you know the confidence you get? How I don't care who you gonna judge me? You gonna judge me? What have you done in your life? So me being so honest and so upfront and so truthful, that came with me finally figuring out who I was, but also conquering David Goggins, the demons of David Goggins. Therefore now you're just an open book. You look at somebody looking right in the eye, tell them exactly who the fuck you are.
You kind of got to get over yourself. Like, it's not about you, man. Like, oh, okay, you feel embarrassed. You're not that important. Like, get over yourself.
That's where you go.
Get over yourself, right? Like, you're worried about how people may perceive you, and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself.